Can you hear me now? Oh my god. Please tell me you can hear me. Because if not, that's GG's. Okay. Yo, what's up, C4? Long time no see, my guy. Oh, I should probably put I'm gonna put a little black box behind the thing. You guys can, I'm using OBS now for the writing stream, so you guys can, this is way easier, by the way. So you guys can see your own things. I was talking for the past, oh my god, bro, why? I guess I don't remember how to do this. I've been explaining where I've been. Long story short, because that was a very long intro. I've still been doing my writing. I released 2 children's books, 2 children's versions of the novel that you guys should already know about. Superhero novel, Descendant Awakening. That should be in the panels if you're watching on Twitch down below. If not, I will fix those because there's a whole bunch of things I have to come back and fix doing. Just fix. How do I add the freaking shutdown search are not visible? Oh, maybe I need to do it in Streamlabs. Probably. Let's go. All widgets, chat box, and I'll put the black something behind y'all. Oh no, those are all themes. Oh no, here we go. Clean background color. It says black. Show messages. Oh god. Theme clean. Here we go. Boxed. Is that? That might be better. Twitch. What does Twitch look like? No, I want boxed. There go the birds again. It's been a while, guys. Text color. I don't. Let me see. Let me say something. Okay, it's not. Oh, do I need to save it? I probably need to save it. Let's see. There we go. That's a little better. You guys can see that, right? Yeah, you can see that. Alrighty. So, children's books have been out. Things are coming back. The test. Yes. Welcome back, my guy C4. I hope everything's been going well. I hope you've been staying safe, dude, because this world is, it's not doing too good right now. Skits are coming back. I have ideas ready to go. They're going to be, I'm going to keep them as brief as all hell. Trying to keep them under a minute. They should not take, the most effort it takes with writing these, not writing, but creating these skits is just changing my clothes. That's why sometimes all I'm doing is taking off the hoodie and putting on a hat for the other character. Those are coming back. I'm trying. I just need to push myself to get back into Arkham Asylum because my friend has been telling me to do that. And then maybe I'll give Heavy Rain another shot. We'll see. So there's that. What else? I don't remember if I told you guys, but I combined. I probably did. I combined 3 series together now into this one shonen series I want to create. And that's what you're looking at now. The World Building Virtuosity is the name of the series. I have drawings. I have not posted the drawings anywhere yet, but they're on my phone. I'm still finishing a few, so like I said, I'm working on a shonen. This is the world building thing for them. And yeah, I'm working on the audiobook. So the stream schedule now is going to be Monday through Thursdays, 8 to 9 p.m. Regardless of whether that's gaming or this or whatever the hell else I can think of. I should probably have my headphones on. I'm probably not going to hear any notifications. I think I remember you working on the Fusion before it's complete now. Almost. And by almost, I mean not really. Um, I've been doing bits and pieces. It's not like I haven't been. I stay working on the character designs. I stay working on the characters. The main 4 characters are pretty much complete. I have them drawn out and everything. I don't think I posted them on Instagram, but I can show you if my camera is willing to pick them up. I can show you photos of who I have. Here's the main character. Yeah, that kind of comes through. Zero, there's Zero. You guys have heard of Zero before. I have Ferris done. The rival character. He's complete. Zero's not done because he has a little symbol on his hoodie that I need to fill in. You see the white thing, right? Can I point with it right there? Right there. Yeah, I need to fill that in with something. That's gonna be like their team logo. And I have the other 2 done as well. There's Zashi, sword wielder, and Amy. So, been working on them. I was glad when I did this. The regions are done. I named all the regions. There are only 9 regions. I'm not going to put a limit on the amount of towns because I might come up with a town concept somewhere down the line, so I don't want to limit myself with that. The towns within the regions. I have a world history done, which I'll read to you guys in a second. The world history on the blacksmiths, which are the people that create these weapons for these characters to use. We'll get into that as well. I'm still working. I'm still working on the world history of the regions. I have the world history on the blacksmiths done. Then I'm working on the villains plan as well. What else? The power system has been done. I'm not going to do anything with the power system. I like the way it is. It's only 5 classes. Pretty manageable. And I think they encompass every sort of power that you can think of for the most part. What else? I have story arcs planned out. And like I said, this is not going to be in novel form for the public. It's going to, once I find an artist, I'm going to, like I said, it's going to be in a manga style, and it's going to be the up arrow. Yeah, yeah. That's the symbol, the up arrow. The upvote, the Reddit upvote area. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So it's going to be like a shonen. I'm trying to, like I said, I'm still trying to find an artist, and I am still going to write it out because that's just satisfying to me. I'm going to have a different version written for the, it's like a different style of writing, so it's like I'm explaining what the artist needs to draw, but I'm not going to share that. That'll only be shared with the artist, but I'm going to have a prose version, like my novel. I'm going to have a prose version of this story that'll be up on Patreon in case you want to read things ahead of time. So, it'll be like you're getting an earlier version of what'll be out, because the comic's going to be free to read. You're getting an earlier version of what'll be out on, like, in comic form. Plus, writing in prose just helps me map out the story mentally, because I normally don't plan things out as much as I'm planning things out for this story, like the villain's plan, for example. So yeah, look forward to that. I'm working on having a website made as well, where you guys will be able to read the short stories. We gotta get into that in a second. Where you guys will be able to read the short stories, and read about the characters, your favorite characters, and all that. And there'll be links to all sorts of other things I have, like the books and any sort of social media you want to follow, and the Discord server that's been dead for a few months now. And what else? I gotta get into the Blacksmith World History. We'll stay there. I just said something that I forgot. Oh no. Oh, the short stories. Okay. So let's switch to this window. Window capture. This. All right. So, and I used your picture for one of the stories, C4. You got your picture up here for this short story series, the Cryoman. Even though he's technically not one of the peoples, I needed eye candy, so he's up there. He's up there. So, the Abandoned Angel. That's been this is what I've been talking about when I've said I've been still writing, because I still need that fix. The Abandoned Angel has new chapters. It's about, remember the origin story of the boy Anti, and he went on a few adventures. Then I did a prelude of what was happening beforehand, and there was like a whole Blackwing Archangel revolt thing. You gotta read it. It can get confusing, I guess. No, I'm not gonna say I guess. It definitely can get confusing. Senate Awakening, the first 5 chapters are still available to read here. This is all on scribblehub.com. Ex-military anti-hero peoples. Had fun writing this. It's not over. I still have 1 chapter to go, but each of these chapters follows a different soldier that's part of this anti-hero superhero group. So it's like from their first person point of view. We started with Eric. We've read stuff like that on the channel before. There are a total of 9 chapters. I finished the 8th. I have not written the 9th. The 9th is the finale of that series. Yeah, you see it. That C4 got the homie on stream drew this picture, and I threw it up as the even though he looks like he could be in the military, he's not one of the characters. Cryoman is not one of the characters in this series, but yeah. We got the origin of Malos, who is supposed to be a big villain in the coming arcs of the novel series. And speaking of the novel, the 2nd book will be on its way, because now I have an editor for the 2nd book, so look forward to that finally, yes. But he's more down the line, but I was so excited with the concept of him that I couldn't help myself, as most of the new characters I'm creating go. And then he had a short story. Like, this is a short story series explaining how it becomes more gradually evil over time. And then my favorite, and by far the most popular one, The Villain Wins. Very short, straight to the point. Why is that? Okay. Very straight to the point title. I love it. It has 11,000 words. It even though The Abandoned Angel was my most viewed as far as right now goes, The Villain Wins is catching up, and it has over, like, The Abandoned Angel has over 10 plus chapters compared to The Villain Wins, and The Villain Wins is only on chapter 7. So let that speak volumes to how good this story is compared to the rest you see up here. So I'll read the little synopsis here. It has 24 readers, which is by far the most I've had so far, and it just keeps growing with each week I'm posting. I'm posting this one weekly. I've been posting this one weekly since it came out. 15 favorites. People seem to love it. So, short story series takes place from the perspective and point of view of a villain set on ridding the world of experimental of an experimental serum that gives people superpowers and the superheroes that came from it. But unlike in most superhero stories, in this one the villain wins. Get it? That's the title. So in short, it's an Elseworld story from the Descended universe, which is my first novel, and this villain, it's from a first-person point of view. This female villain is going around clapping heroes left and right because her brother died to. Oh, her brother died to like collateral damage. So yes. And yeah, you the heroes you come across in this story. She starts off. Chapter 1 starts off with a bang because she gets the serum and immediately claps Dr. Daiichi, which is the guy that invented the first serum. So she like, thanks for the superpower, sucker, and kills him, and then kills the 2 bodyguards. And then it just gets crazier from there. Chapter 7, by far, is my favorite right now, the most recent one, because it takes a turn I was not expecting it to take, but I came up with it as I was writing Chapter 7. I was like, she can't, so basically she couldn't win this fight that she's fighting in Chapter 7, and I was like, okay, so why am I trying to come up with a way for her to win and BS her win in this fight when she wouldn't win in reality? So things escalate from there. Alright, so that's that. I would definitely give that a read. I highly recommend it. Like I recommend my first novel. Like I said, it's a weekly thing. It came out last week, Friday night, because I was so excited to put it out. But it normally comes out Saturday nights. Let me move my phone. Sorry. Yeah. So that's that. Let me explain. So this is a different series to not throw you guys off. So that was for Descended, for under the novel universe stuff. This is a different series. This is Virtuosity, the shonen I was talking about releasing that I want in comic form. So this was a series I combined into. This was 3 series combined into one, and I made it into a shonen, right? This is the world history. So the blacksmiths, right, were the first humanoid beings to come into existence in the Virtuosity world. Animals such as space whales and scorpions had existed long before. The blacksmiths are not the same ones that are currently in the series. The first blacksmiths are not the same ones that are currently in the series. The ones currently in the series are generations old, and nowhere near as powerful as the first. So like, they're essentially these gods just came into existence in this fictional world, and then as they not really died off, but as they evolved, the generations they became weaker and weaker. This is because when the first blacksmiths harnessed the power of virtue, which is my version of ki, chakra, nen, aura, whatever you want to call it, harness the power of virtue from space whales and other creatures of the world to create virtuosers, which are people in this world that can use virtue, this ki, chakra, whatever you want to call it, which is pretty much anybody, any living being can use it if they train hard enough. They slowly began to love the beings they created and in turn wanted to be more like them, humans, which might account for the selfishness and favoritism they develop, because humans are very flawed. So the first blacksmiths ensured that generations down, the blacksmiths would become weaker than they originally were, but would still be able to service their creations by creating useful things such as weapons for self-defense. Right. The weapons originally didn't start as weapons at all, as everything was peaceful at first, but as the first blacksmiths began to favor some over others, human flaw, this in turn divided the virtuosers, the humans. The first blacksmiths thought the best way to ensure peace would be to separate in different parts of the world away from each other, which is how you get the 9 regions. However, the first blacksmiths didn't trust one another to not cause some sort of trouble, so the first items crafted by the first blacksmiths quickly evolved into weapons currently in the series. So these weapons that the blacksmiths give the humans are called smith gifts. It rhymes, so there you go. And they pretty much enhance whatever. So each virtueser / human, they get at least one virtue ability, and the smith gift they receive from a blacksmith enhances whatever that ability is, or it goes with, or it coincides with whatever that ability is. And here's a little history on the regions. I haven't finished it, so I'll just read the first paragraph because there's still more I have to develop down here. Oh wait, you guys can't see it. Wait, I gotta get used to switching these windows. There's probably an easier way to do this. Here we go. So this is the blacksmith history I just read here. So here are the regions. There are 9 regions: Elysian, Plains, Snow, Islands, Desert, Shadow, Forest, Water, and Citadel. The Elysian region was wiped out some time ago by an unknown force. It is currently believed that the Citadel region was responsible because as soon as the Elysian region fell, they increased their defenses with all sorts of technology never seen before. So the Citadel region is years ahead technology-wise, compared to the other 8 regions. Well, 7 with the Elysian being wiped out. However, this was only so they wouldn't be attacked by whatever wiped out the Elysian region, because nobody knows right now, neither do I, which is why I'm not specifying. Plus, that would be a spoiler once I do figure it out, so you're welcome. The Elysian region kept to itself, so now no one really knows what could have come from it, and it is suspicious that the Citadel region was able to increase their defenses. So nobody really knows, unless you were from the Elysian region, nobody really knows what went down there. So the rest of the regions are kind of just speculating. They're like, hey, how are you guys able to even increase all that technology and stuff? If the Elysian region just fell, were you the ones that attacked it? That's what the other regions are pretty much asking the Citadel region. So, yeah. There's the villain's plan, but all of that is spoilers, so we're not gonna get into that. What else did I have? I can go into the new characters document. We'll do that. Gotta make sure I switch over. Plains. I'm starting to develop the towns. Each region has at least one capital. I think I'm only going to keep it to one. I don't know why I say at least. One capital of the region. And I'm developing those currently. The name is pretty much my biggest hiccup with any of it. And then I added ranks, so the political power ranking system for all the land, the whole world. So there's counselor of a region, which is of the 9 regions, is like the highest thing you can be. It's counselor of a town, like a capital within those regions. There's clan leaders, which is 3rd highest. There's high guard, usually for high guards are usually for region counselors, town counselors, clan leaders. The 3 above here. High guards are normally guarding these positions. The numbers of guards vary. Then there's low guard. And then under that there's assassin. You guys can't see. There's spy, soldier, common town guard, graduated virtuoser, which the students aren't even there yet. They are at the bottom tier. All of the main characters, all of the side characters that are in cahoots with the main characters, they're all students. Except for the teachers, who are not students because they're teachers. It's crazy how that works. I know. What else? There's clans and stuff. I'm not gonna get into all of that now. But we'll go to the new character document, and I'll make sure I switch over the window this time. Let me see. Make sure I pick the right window. New. Here we go. All right. So underdog. Right. Exactly. C4. They are pretty much all underdogs. Some more underdogs than others. There's one guy called Dragon who's pretty much the best of the students, even though he technically has no virtue ability. So his virtue ability is boosting the base virtue abilities that every virtueser can use. And those are 4 abilities, which is concealment, virtue concealment, so you can't be like spotted. It's not invisibility. It's like nobody can scan for you. Nobody can scan for your virtue print, your virtue print. So that's concealment. There's virtue scan, which is the opposite. So like if somebody's using virtue scan and somebody else is using virtue concealment, it depends on how strong one is over the other. But that's another ability. Then there's virtue recharge, which is pretty much meditation, but it's not easy to use in battle because you have to concentrate. If you run out of virtue in battle and you try to recharge, you're gonna be waiting a minute while your enemy tries to kill you because you'll be wide open. And then there's virtue shield, which is what Dragon uses the most. It pretty much protects the virtue user from any sort of anything. And I decided to do away with like heavy gun use. There probably will be guns in this world, but virtue shields can pretty much block normal stuff like that. Power scaling. So let's look at the list of these are all new characters. None of these are for the Shonen series. This is all for Descended, what you're seeing right now. All for Descended. And then here's Virtuosity. Right here. So we have Zero, we have all of this stuff here is what I at the end, like after their name, is what I have to do to finish the character. And all of these characters, these are just the named ones, or most of the named ones. All of these characters are for the series, which is why you can see why it's taking me a bit. You can see why it's taking me just a little bit of time. Because everybody has to have a backstory and a reason and a motive for doing what they're doing, right? Yeah, that makes the series good. So we're gonna scroll down to, yeah. I love it though. I love it. So we're gonna scroll down all the way to, here we go. What we have on, let's do at least the main 4. Do at least the main 4. Alright. So we had Zero. You guys have heard a lot about Zero before, but I'll just reiterate some of the stuff. So there are 5 classes of virtue abilities. His main class is the Touch Mutator, meaning you have to physically touch something in order to change it. It's a pretty rare class, but his main character Zero, his ability is Shockwave Generation, which gives the illusion of super strength and super speed, since he can transmute the air. So what he has to be touching as a Touch Mutator is the air around him, which is everywhere, except in a vacuum. And there will be a vacuum, a suck villain, if you will, at some point in the future, where he cannot use his abilities. But transmute the air and vacuum around any point. That shouldn't say vacuum. Whatever. Around any part of his body, mainly his fist, palms, and feet. Here's some shockwave facts I wrote down. So the characters for days, I love it. There's so many. C4. There's so many. So shockwave facts. I looked up some shockwave facts, and the arrow that the upvote arrow that you pointed out, C4, is, I think that's what it's like an image on. So if you go to the Wikipedia page, shockwave. It's the image I found on Shockwave Facts. Here. This here. That's what the arrow is based on. Attached, sharp nose, supersonic body, yeah. So that's where the arrow comes from. So, wait, back to 0. So shockwaves move faster than sound, and energy and speed dissipate quickly with distance, meaning they act like shotgun blasts, except probably over a much longer distance than a double barrel. I have move names in mind, so Soliton shot, like every shonen has to have some sort of really weird move name system, right? Yes. Shoots a continuous wave of shockwave energy that keeps its shape and power across distance, meaning it won't act like a shotgun blast. It will act more like a sniper bullet. Shockwave claps his hands together to send a shockwave all around him in a dome-like shape. Excuse me. And then Stratus Wave, he holds his hands apart from each other as if he's holding an invisible ball like this. And the vibrations coming from his hands, his palms, spreads an indeterminate distance, making both his teammates and enemies sick. So it's like sending out a vibration wave that's effing with everybody's equilibrium and stomachs. He could literally clap people when he claps people. Exactly. He's just gonna imagine him. Can you imagine him like doing this to somebody as hard as possible, and then shooting the shot? Like, they're dead. They're getting clapped. Literally. So yeah, goodbye ears. A little more than ears. Let's say the whole head is probably. There's no more head. The head is gone. But yes, ears first. They'll if anything, they'll be deaf. They're gonna be deaf. And then, of course, the main character has to have some sort of edge, some sort of Super Saiyan mode, some sort of thing that makes them the main character. So he has access. There are only 3 characters I have so far, and out of that long list, it's very modest. A long list of characters you already saw that I have planned. There are only 3 types, 3 people I have so far. Yeah. Appreciate the resubscribe, because I know you've subbed before, Chase. Welcome to the stream, my guy. Thank you for the tier 1 sub. Hype indeed. I completely forgot I had an emote. Let's move on. So they're called Virtue Anomalies. Like I said, there's only 3 I have so far, which is, one is the main villain, another is one of the side characters, and the third is the main character. So his Virtue Anomaly power gives him access to another Virtue ability. So like I said, every Virtueser has only one ability, one superpower pretty much. His gives him a second one. Well, him being an anomaly gives him 2. And wait. Oh, just okay. So he has access to a second class 2, which is Self-Mutator. Self-Mutator, you have Touch Mutator, and you have Self-Mutator. Self-Mutator class allows the user to change something physical about themselves. So his ability is Virtuous Eyes. So it pretty much boosts all of his base virtue abilities. So his virtue capacity overflow, meaning he pretty much never runs out of this finite amount of energy that everybody else has, the virtue. Maximum recharge rate, meaning even if he runs out somehow of virtue, it'll just come right back, making it virtually limitless. Increased virtue range. I have no idea what I meant by this. And then access to thinker class. I need to get rid of that. I'm not going to now, but this is when I had 8 classes instead of 5, the 5 that I have now. But he also has 360-degree vision, meaning he can see all around him without needing to look around him. After image generation, that's actually a really busted ability, because you never know if you're hitting the right one, and I love it. Hallucination solidification, meaning he can cause people to hallucinate, but also the hallucinations can F somebody up. Illusion constructs, illusion negation, meaning he can stop somebody from trying to make him hallucinate. And then illusionary environment, meaning he can just change whatever the other person is seeing. So as powerful as this is, there are downsides, but we'll get to that in a second. I like the name Self-Mutator. Appreciate it, Chase. Appreciate it, my guy. So I made it so he has rings, but in the picture that you guys, I'm gonna show the picture again. In the picture I showed you guys, he just has the gloves on, and I made it so the rings turn into gloves. There's no point in that. There's actually no. He could just keep the gloves on. So again, that's the boy, and you can see the up arrow. That's the shockwave thing here. That's this. It's just turned. It's also on his glove as well. So the gloves called Stratus, because his last name in the original series was supposed to be Stratus. His name was supposed to be Cyril Stratus. Actually, yeah, he was supposed to be Cyril Stratus after the Cloud, because he was supposed to be an electricity boy. And the gloves extend the lengths of the shockwaves he creates, keeping the initial force and power as well. So like I said, with the Soliton shot move, I don't even know if I need to have it as a move. I probably don't, but I think it's a cool name. It changes the shotgun blast of a shockwave into like wider ranged sniper shots, pretty much. So yeah. So quick backstory. Oh, this is the virtue anomaly thing. Virtue anomalies, mystery. How they came about hasn't been confirmed, but the blacksmiths have something to do with it, obviously, because they made humans. So these anomalies are far and few in between. Like I said, there's only 3 out of the long list you saw. Though 2 go to the same school. They said one of the side characters and Cyril. Oh, I didn't put the downside. Oh, yes, here it is. Okay, so I'll read his bio. He does not kill. He's a good boy. He's a good main character. You know, you gotta have that hope and friendship. Actually, he doesn't do a whole lot of that. He grew up in a neighborhood where killing was all people knew. Dexith. Dexith was assaulted and wiped off the map by a single god, god of death. That's what they're called. That's what God stands for. I know there's God of destruction. These guys are called gods of death, and they are named after the gods of death. This one, Thanatos, is the one that destroyed his home village. And he was carried out by the village by a man that would succumb to his injuries in the next town over, which happened to be the capital of the Plains region, Ordamil. That random man that carried Cyril all the way to the next town gave Cyril hope in humanity, because, you know, he was a little impressionable little boy. A random act of goodwill. He has no idea where he received his eye power from, the virtue anomaly thing, or why he's one of the virtue anomalies. But he detests them, so he kind of hates them and never wants to rely on them, but of course he will because plot. Because if he's ever forced to bring them out, here's the downside to them: they force out ultra-violent tendencies out of him. So, like I said, he's a good boy. The main character he does not kill, well, when he's normal, but when he's backed into a corner and he's reached the ceiling, say he's fighting a villain that's kicking his ass, and he has to rely on these eyes, he might end up killing the villain. Because, like I said, the eyes bring out ultra-violent tendencies, and if he ever, we don't know yet, because I don't know yet, if he ever does kill somebody based on the eyes, that's going to F with him mentally, which is what I really like about the use of these. So it's not, it is a last resort, but even if he were to use these as a last resort, say he were to use these, plus it drains his body afterwards because it's very overpowered. Even if he were to use these eyes, there are still certain characters in the series, a few characters in the series that could find a way around that, find a way around his illusions, and still beat him. So, yeah, it's not an end-all, be-all, like, why did he just use the virtuous eyes? He still might not win, which is what I like about it. So, yeah, that's the main character. And then we have the rival. The stream is almost over. It's almost 9, but we got to do the rival before we go, because what is a shonen without a rival? We have Ferris. I went through many names you can see here. I was gonna make something up, but Ferris comes from Ferris. This word ferrous metals, which is a type of metal. I just removed some letters. Yes, this is Metal Boy. Fun fact, when I first started playing D&D with my homies, we had this gem epidemic where gems fell from the sky, and if you picked up a gem, you get superpowers from it. So Ferris, or his name was Pharaoh back then, this first name you see here, was my character for that series, and he was ultra violent, and he can control metal and anything with metal. And I hated it because my friend Max was the game master. Immediately whenever a fight started, we never finished the campaign, but it didn't matter, it was like a test run for us. Whenever a fight started, I'd be like, alright, so does the guy have metal on him? And he'd just be like, nah, he don't. Because if he did, the fight would be over. So, let me show you guys the picture of him as well. Like I said, this is the last thing we'll do before we go for the night. And we'll be back for some more tomorrow. Haven't posted this yet, but this is Ferris. This is what he ended up looking like in the end. The chain boy, metal boy. Got the nice do. I really like the hair I gave him. Chaotic neutral, ambitious and independent, quiet, calculating. So his goal is to unite the world by any means necessary. Oh, that was Zero's goal, unite the world, but through not killing people. He wants to become counselor of the Plains region. That is very subject to change because that sounds similar to another animated character that is very popular. So he wants to unite the world by any means necessary, unlike Zero, which could also mean violent means, like removing those unfit to be in the new world he wishes to build. It's pretty crazy. ML depends on the time period, but if it's modern day, Ferris watching half of Descendants cast. Yes. Yes, he is. Very, very much so. And especially, we haven't even gotten to his chains yet. What his chains can do. Like the chains you saw on his left and right in that picture. Just wait. He's clapping a lot of Descendant people. Like, I like making that comparison back and forth sometimes. Like, who would win in this fight? A lot of I did scale it down as far as how powerful, how strong people are in this series compared to Descendant, because there are a lot of, like, just pretty much godlike beings without having the title of a god in Descendant. I'm not gonna say who, but yeah. He's a student. Virtue. Okay, so here's his abilities. He falls under the kinetic class, which is the third class you guys have seen out of the 5 now. So you've seen self mutator, touch mutator, which are both Zero's thing. Then you have kinetic. Um, Kinetics are pretty much anybody that can manipulate something else or create it. So where's my world building? That's part of the other thing. I'm gonna bring it into this tab, so I don't have to keep switching it on OBS. So I have a list of kinetic abilities at the bottom here. Yeah. So here's a whole list of examples. So pyrokinetics is controlling fire. Cryokinesis is ice. All of the, it's pretty much elemental stuff. So he is metal, like I said. His ability ferrokinesis. We have some move names here. Like I said, they are subject to change. Iron Angel, Corrupt Corrosion, Molten Metal. You notice the alliteration. It just sounds cool with alliteration. So his weapons are chains called Tau. So they have indefinite extension, meaning there's no, even though it looks very limited, there's no limit to how long the chains can be. Why not? He can repel attacks, so it's pretty much deflect stuff, like especially stuff shot at him. That's the easiest thing to deflect. Maybe not punches, but yeah. Constriction, meaning he can wrap somebody around with the, and they have spikes. Each chain has a spike, so you can just wrap somebody around and squeeze them and start bleeding. And then attack attraction. I think what I meant by this was if somebody shot something, like say they shot an energy blast, the chain could like whip out and like call that attack towards it, so it's like a taunt, I guess. And then he has coins as well. The coins are a faster way to deal with people. Like say they're like at a bar and the guy's like, "Hey, you looked at me funny," and he just flip out a coin and it'll shoot through the guy's forehead if he wants. So we're almost done here. Bile, and then we'll hop on out. So even though he and Ciro were born in Dexith, so this was the town that was destroyed, said before. One of the most impoverished towns in the land. He grew up worse than Ciro did, the main boy. He had no parents, neither did Ciro, of course. Had to fend for himself. Since he was a toddler, he realized he had to eat to survive. Pretty crazy. I purposely made his backstory darker than Ciro's because as dark as possible and probably somewhat comedic with how dark it is or can get. I haven't gotten all the details of it yet, but Dexith was assaulted and wiped off the map by a single god of death, Thanatos, and he was able to escape on his own, walk to Ordomil, which is the next town, like Ciro, but he wasn't carried by a random guy like Ciro was. Following the same path as the man that carried Ciro to the same town. Through growing up, he achieved this by any means necessary, which normally resulted in theft. Oh, meaning he, I think I meant, I must have copied and pasted and split that. Yeah, so this is referring to him eating. Through growing up, he achieved surviving, eating by any means necessary, which normally resulted in theft. One time, the people he stole food from were ready to kill him. He was accepting of the coming death, but instead his abilities of manipulating metal developed, and he killed them instead, which is his first kill. Soon after, he decided to join his town's school to realize the potential of his powers, and it was in school that he realized his goal. He realized people can't change without force. And then this was something I got from Ross Draws. Shout outs to him. Rule of threes. That they're like accessories that pretty much make a character, show what a character is all about. So he has his chains, which are his weapons. Chain him to the past. That was just stupid. He has earrings made of obsidian, metal as well, and then a necklace given to him by his mother before her passing. She was giving birth to him. And she was, well, I guess that was a fun fact I didn't write down. His mother died giving birth to him. I don't know what his father did, but his father wasn't there either. because anime and orphans. That's gonna be it for today. We're a bit over time, but we also kind of started late. And we'll continue some more tomorrow. We'll read about Zashi and Amy, who are the other two main characters of this series, and then we'll figure out the rest of whatever we're gonna do tomorrow when we get to it. Like I said, more skits coming. Make sure you buy my first novel in the panels down below. If you don't want to do that, and you know of some little kids who like superheroes, I have two kids book versions of kids books versions of that novel. If you want to just read it to them, they also double as coloring books, so that's fun for the whole family. What else? I mean, I have a podcast, Interior Analysis. I got to record for that in less than an hour. So look that up if you want. And yeah, skits coming. Like I said, I have ideas written down. Look out for those. Those will be posted all over my social media stuff. So if you follow me on anything, Twitter, Instagram, any of that, you'll see it. I think that's it for now. But your boy's back, guys. Your boy is back. I don't think I'm leaving this time. I'm going to try my best to stay consistent as hell. And I remember last year there was like 2 months where I was really consistent, at least. My protagonist after my next book is going to wait. I need to make this chat big. Oh, here we go. Why didn't I do this before? That's so much better. My protagonist after my next book is gonna come from a stable. Come on. I'm just trying to read the. Okay, stable family. I feel like that's revolutionary, never been done before. You might be on to something, Chase. You might be on to something. Do I have? I feel like I have. Dude, what is Nightbot doing, bro? I have a don. I know I have. I don't know if the donation link still works. There's Nightbot. There's that. But where are? Okay, I'm gonna give Nightbot a command for because I have. Oh God, what is it called? It's not Linktree. It's iLink or something. I have a thing where I can. Is it iLink? Oh, here it is. I have the tab open. What am I doing? Let me show this tab. Okay, I can't even tell what that is. Let's put this here. Yeah, so I'm gonna put a command where you can, where this will pop up, and you guys can follow me. There's my socials here. Socials are all here, and then the non-social links like Twitch, Amazon, and the short story links are down here. So yeah, I'm gonna make Nightbot put a command there. Good idea, Chase. Appreciate you. And you, like I said, you might be onto something with that whole stable family thing. That's dangerous territory. But good luck with that, my guy. Good luck. Books would be a good one too. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do that right after the stream. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Appreciate it. WB. Hey. Wait, I don't. What do you mean by that, C4? What does WB mean? Listen, I don't know all the lingo. The young kids, the hip talk, and then once somebody like tells me about it, like I'm like, oh, well, of course, duh, that's what that means. Why didn't I think of that? Some things I do figure out on my own, but some things I'm like, No, I don't get it. I don't get it. But that's gonna be it for tonight, guys. We'll be back tomorrow, like I said, Monday through Thursdays, 8 to 9 p.m. Fridays I will be recording. We might add Fridays, or Fridays are like when I with my family, so we might do Saturdays. Maybe I like having Saturdays off though. We might add another day into the week at some point. Right now, I need to focus on getting the audiobook out. I'm gonna start recording for that this week for the first novel, so you guys don't have to actually read the novel if you don't want to. You can just listen to me tell you the story. And since I'm the one that wrote it, I got enthusiasm. So look forward to that. The website is coming soon as well. And yeah, I gotta skip to record after this. I gotta get like a hat, and pretty much just the hat, and then the other character will just be in the hoodie, because it's not easy to change. Actually, it is. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Appreciate C4. C4 was here almost immediately. Appreciate you sticking with me, my guy, and Chase as well. Chase has been with us for a bit. The homies. All right. Yep. Peace. You guys so much for watching, and this is J-Base Phoenix once again. Signing off.